Hey, it's Doug from the Rise Up Gym channel. Are you experiencing elbow pain either on the inside or outside of your elbow? Well, I'm going to tell you what it is, primarily why it's happening, and show you some strategies on how to fix it and resolve the issue. Let's check it out. Oh! Most people experience some type of elbow pain in their lifetime. Now, it can be on the inside of the arm or the outside. On the outside, we tend to call it tennis elbow. So tennis elbow is all these extensor muscles are the ones that bring the wrist back, funneling into a tendon and attaching right at that area. So these muscles here are either overworked or strained, and they're causing that pain because that's where the junction is and they have no more room to move. On the opposite end, we have the golfer's elbow, or the medial aspect of it. These muscles, the flexors, which bring the wrist up, same thing, funnel in to a tendon and attach at the elbow. And again, if they're overused or overworked or not working optimally, they're going to cause some pain. Now, pain can be a variety of things. It could be chronic, where it's just lingering all the time. It could be if I do X, then it causes the pain. For me, sometimes I get a little bit of elbow pain when I do chin-ups, and I just have to do my stretches and the things I'm going to show you later. It can be nervy, so it can run all the way down through the fingers. That's a little bit excessive and a little bit worst case scenario, so you want to try to eliminate that. And it can also kind of come and go, so you can be good for a while, or you can do something and then it'll be there for a little bit, and it's a little tricky. What we want to do is first kind of assess why we're getting this pain. So X is causing this. Now, it might not be as cut and dry as I'm playing tennis and it hurt, or I'm doing golf and it hurt. It could be a variety of things, like I'm playing tennis, golf, and I'm doing the computer and I'm always in flexion, and therefore I have this inner elbow pain. So try to figure out what activities might be causing it, and then what activities you can do going forward to help alleviate those symptoms. Also, I want you to think about above and below it. So the elbow, we want to make sure our wrist is functioning, and I'm going to give you exercise for that, but we also want to make sure our shoulders are functioning well, and also our thoracic, like we're able to open up. So for example, if I'm playing tennis and I'm not able to open up or rotate my body enough, I'm going to arm it a whole lot more and cause this joint to kind of take on more strain and stress. If I'm able to open up, I'm able to dissipate that energy over more areas of the body and not cause so much stress in this one particular joint. So we've talked about that in the hip a lot. We want to make sure the hips and ankles are free so our knee doesn't get the full brunt of the force. Same thing here. We want to make sure our shoulders very mobile, our wrists are mobile, and that way the elbow is not taking more force than it needs to. Now, I recently made a video on opening your thoracic and why you need to, open up that area. So if you want to check that out, check it out here. So let's move on with the exercises and how to kind of alleviate these problems that you have with your elbow. So the first thing you want to do is some SMR, or self-myofascial release, just a fancy name of massaging the muscles around that area. Now, you can take a golf ball, which I don't have, or a lacrosse ball, or something similar, and all I want to do is rub and move the ball along the muscles, the soft part, above and below the area. I don't want to go right on that area, but I want to move it around there. Now, again, we talked about if our muscles are flexors and we causes elbow pain, then we have to work on our flexors, which are in here. And then if our extensors cause pain, we're going to work on there. Honestly, I like to work on both, because if we kind of overwork one, we can underwork the other. So just do both. And the ones where you need a little bit more attention, just use that a little bit more or add more time to that. So again, I'm just going to roll it out. You can also put it against a wall or the ground and do it as well. So pretty simple. I also like to go above it too, like we talked about earlier, in the bicep area, and just make sure that whole junction of the elbow area is pretty loose and ready to go. After you've done your self-myofascial release, let's do a little bit of mobility. Now, we should be able to move, again, the wrists and shoulders in various areas, and this can also be an assessment of what works and what doesn't, and how much movement I have and how much movement I don't have. So we can start with the wrist. So we're just gonna, flex the wrist upward and extend. So this is basic mobility, and you can use this as a warm-up. I also like to lateral raise and see how my shoulders are, and rotate and see how much rotation I can get, especially pronation or bringing my thumb down. So I'm rotating in there. And then you can combine them by starting here, unraveling and extending, and then rolling back and coming up. So I'm getting everything. I'm getting a little bit of shoulder, I'm getting a little bit of elbow rotation and extending out, straightening my wrist. So we talked about earlier, I have a little bit of elbow pain sometimes when I do chin-ups, and I can feel this. When I extend, I can feel it, and I go, okay, that's what I need to work on a little bit. It's not painful, but I feel it like I'm limited in that motion. So I'm gonna focus on that a little more and try to squeeze a little bit more extension out of that and help relieve some of those muscles there. And then you can do, things like wrist circles back and forth. Now just, one set before you're working out will go a long way. And that'll get all this area nice and loose and ready for you to work out or play golf or tennis. If you need a little bit more out of your mobility, using the floor or something stable will help you get a little bit more movement and strength to get into those corners where the mobility might be a little bit tight. So this is a little aggressive, so I want to make sure that you guys, do this properly. I'm going to have my hands here, and I'm going to flex forward and back in my wrists, and I'm going to move in circles. So I don't want pain. I want to make sure my heels of my hands are staying down. One thing you can do, the more the hands are turned away, it's a little bit easier to keep your hands down. Now, generally speaking, this type of extension is okay for most people. If I start to turn my hand back and really open up the extensors, that could be tough. So I got to try to keep the heels of my hands down. And getting my elbows forward is really tough. So some people might have a hard time, and they're going to have to turn their hands to like a 4 o'clock or 8 o'clock position. But if you can do 6 o'clock, that's kind of a good goal to gain. And you just kind of gently moving around using your body weight. And I feel a little strain or stretch. I'm going to hold for a second without aggravating it and moving forward with that. Now lastly, you can do the backs of your hands. So this is going to work the flexors. So I'm going to put one hand down, and my elbows and shoulders are bent, and I'm going to try to straighten them, rotate, and then I'm going to try to move here. Now I have less movement here, so I'm going to be very gentle with my movement back and forth, side to side, just taking mental notes of which areas I need to focus on a little bit more that are a little bit tighter. But yeah, that should really get those muscles primed and ready to go. Again, find good angles, be comfortable with it. You can do them before your workout, you can do them after. But yeah, my forearms feel pretty good right now, and I should be able to kind of take some stress off that elbow and maybe try some chin-ups. 5. Okay, I got some equipment out. You don't need a whole lot. Again, the floor work and the mobility work does go a long way. So if you don't have a lot of equipment, it's okay. But this will help strengthen it. So you can sprinkle these in, good warm up. Also, it's good in between exercise. So let's say you're doing squats or deadlifts or exercises that don't bother your elbow. Sprinkle it in while you're actively resting. So instead of going on your phone and updating your Instagram, you can just grab one of these tools and work on these exercises. I love the mini band. So the mini band is really good for creating a little bit of tension and isolating certain areas of movement. Now I'm gonna put this on my wrist, and I'm pretending like I'm in handcuffs here. Not that I would know, but I'm gonna tuck my elbows in, and I'm gonna gently push out. Now one thing that responds very well to treatment with the elbow is isometrics, or holding, right? We're increasing the endurance in this area, prolonging the force and making it stronger. So I'm just pushing out and then back in, pushing out, holding, back in. I'm keeping my elbows tucked, pushing out and in. I can change angles. I'm going to go up so my fingertips are pointed upward, my palms are pointed upward. I'm going to hold and back. And again, that tension is creating isometric tension. I feel it on the inside of my elbow and kind of in my bicep as well. So I'm training the muscles above and below. And then now I'm going to go palm down and do the same thing. Hold and back, hold and back. You do not need a whole lot of resistance. This is actually the lightest mini band I have. And I'm just kind of pulling this out here. Now you can do this with this band. You're not going to get that, because this band's longer, you're not going to get that push out. So the isometric is going to be a little bit different. But you can do this with this, that kind of underhand grip, no money one here. And I'll hold, wrist straight and back. So I'm going to do that as well. Yeah, this is a little bit long for that. But pull apart. So we've done this a lot for shoulders and back. But it also get your elbow, because your elbow is straight and locked out. I'm going to have my shoulders down. I'm going to pull, hold for a second, straighten my wrist, back, pull towards my chest, hold for a little bit, keeping that elbow straight. And that will do a lot of wonders for those muscles and build up the endurance in that area. Okay, so we'll do some classic shoulder raises. Now, I do want to work the shoulder, but I primarily want to build up endurance in that elbow. And I recommend just going in several different motions that you can. So front with the palm down is good. You can go side with the palm down, and I'm going to hold isometrically for 2 count and down. Up is good. And you can go palm up as well. It's a little harder because this wants to drop, so I got to lock that out and down. And then you can go up and then work your rotation, which is a little bit more challenging as well. And that's going to work your shoulder, but that's going to work that junction of the elbow, because that elbow cannot sag or drop. It's got to hold the tension there and build up that strength in that junctional area. So these are a great one for that. Again, you can do them as part of your workout. You can do them in between exercises like squats or deadlifts or just kind of waiting around. But yeah, just fool around. Any angle is pretty much fair game. And then try to find angles where you feel like, oh yeah, I need that. I feel it there. It's not functioning well, or I feel a little bit of discomfort but not pain. So you can play within that discomfort zone, and then hopefully it dissipates. Okay, along with the shoulder work, bicep curls are great. So you can keep them light and keep them strict, and you can actually work that actual junction of the elbow. Now, if you have pretty bad pain and you're making it worse and you're feeling more pain, just be very careful with these or work up to them. So palms up is a great one. I like thumb up as well, because you're working the brachioradialis muscle and those flexors. So working that, keeping a good grip, doing those isometric holds for a few seconds is a good way to do, work in that area. Also, wrist curls are great. I like them supported so I can isolate them. And all I'm going to do is a flexion, so I can see how much flexion I have in both of my wrists, and then I'll go down. When I'm not moving, I can relax a little bit, but when I'm moving, I want to grip. If I don't grip, I'm not activating these muscles fully, so I want to grip in as much as I can and down. And again, these are only 5 pounds, so I'm going pretty light, and I'm using this as like therapy and rehab. Then I can go extension, which is a little bit harder. So I'm going to extend, I'm going to hold for a few seconds, and then down. I'm going to extend, hold, and down. So I'm working the back of the arm, that tennis elbow muscles, and down. Lastly, and you can use a dumbbell, or I usually use one of these club bells, but most people don't have these. I just like it because the weight's front loaded on one end, and I can grab in different positions, and that way I know what I'm progressing with. But again, you don't need to. You can use a dumbbell. I'm going to be here. I'm going to support my arm. You can support it with your other arm, but let's just take that off right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate. I feel it already in this arm, and I'm going to hold for a second or two with tension, and then I'm going to go the other way, rotate. Hold for a second or two. When I'm here, I can kind of relax. When I go again, I'm going to tighten up, rotate, smoothly rotate the other way, keeping the wrist straight. So when I rotate, I don't want to flex this forward either or move this forward and cheat. So I want to try to be parallel to the bench all the time. So I'm really using those end ranges, and then I can get a little bit more movement there. If I'm doing well, I can go a little bit lower and make it a little bit more challenging with this club bell. That is challenging at the end there. With the dumbbell, you're not gonna be able to do that. What you'll probably have to do is hold pretty low and do it, and then you can just get a little bit heavier dumbbell as you get better and better. So those are my recommendations and tips for you with elbow pain. So try them out. Like I said, you can do them before your workout, during, or even after. Just add a little bit in every day. And then even when your elbows are feeling good, I think this is a good thing to do because they will get tight. We use our arms a lot, especially our dominant arm. And like I said, I'll get every once in a while a little chronic elbow pain, like when I'm doing pull-ups and stuff and I know I'm not doing my exercises or I have to loosen them up, mostly from a stretching standpoint. And then that one, my rotational standpoint, really helps it out and brings me back to where I feel good. So if you like the video, please like it down below. Also consider subscribing as I put a new video out every week. Thanks again. If you have comments or suggestions for future videos, please put them down below. Thanks again, and let's get out of that elbow pain and get you back on the golf or tennis court. Take care.